The puzzles of life and death are the most compelling mysteries man has ever tried to solve. The driving force for all religions deals with these questions in order to make sense out of a world and give it purpose. The fact that there is an earth upon which you live and that life exists upon this earth is absolute concrete evidence that somehow an earth was created and people came to live upon its land. It is the how that has mystified the ages. I will try to explain how this occurred in a simplified manner so that all who hear my word can understand. I am aware of the solutions proposed by the great scientists of your world. This insight, though not totally accurate, demonstrates how the human mind continues to evolve. The thinking of some of these great scientists is too advanced for most of mankind to really comprehend. In like manner, the truth of creation is so complicated that even your great scientists of today would be as mystified as ordinary people are to their own explanations. I state the obvious, which you must accept as absolute certainty. Either God, or the Creator, or some powerful forces have always existed, or they spontaneously appeared. If God, or the Creator, or these powerful forces have always existed, then there was no actual beginning to time. This is a very recondite concept to visualize, but inescapable in its simplistic truth. If God, or the Creator, or these powerful forces spontaneously erupted, then something had to exist from which to erupt. In either case, there has always been something in the universe. There was no beginning, and there will be no end to the universe. There will one day, in the far distant future, be an end to your solar system and to your planet Earth. But the universe itself will continue to expand as it has always done. I, the Creator of all that exists, orchestrated the true creation of this universe. I am truly pure energy, encompassing all the forces of the universe, both known and unknown to you. My energy is capable of generating extremely high temperatures. These temperatures are so great as to be immeasurable by human devices and inconceivable to the human mind. Matter can be created by tremendous energy. It must be created for matter to exist. Particle physicists on your Earth make this kind of reaction happen regularly in laboratories. Matter is created from light energy by accelerating ordinary particles to very high speeds close to the speed of light and smashing them into each other. The result is a spattering of new particles. Many may be heavier than the original pair that collided. Some of these new particles are very fascinating, but most only live for a short time before decaying into ordinary matter. Matter created in my world is exact and stable. Matter and radiation were spawned from the forces generated at extremely high temperatures, resulting in dense expanses known to you as galaxies containing solar systems, planets and satellites as their matter cooled. All four of the essential forces of nature, gravity, electromagnetism, and the strong and weak nuclear forces were unified. Contained in this manner, building blocks of life were formed. It still would take eons to get where you are today. I can try to make an analogy in hopes that you will have some rudimentary conceptual understanding for the process. The complexities of the scientific concepts will have to wait countless centuries for your brains to evolve and be able to comprehend these complexities. Imagine, if you will, a painter. He begins by mixing the textures and colors of the paint, preparing the canvas, and selecting the methods and tools of application. The initial splotches of color are the unrecognizable origins of what will eventually become a finished product. So it is, too, with my creation. Life did not always exist, but the ingredients of life were available ad infinitum. Life began quite simply and evolved quite slowly. To me, time is meaningless. I have no deadlines to meet or pressure to complete my masterpiece. I have set the forces in motion, and the pace of development suits my timetable, having none. Once my forces establish life and equilibrium, my work is basically complete. I must occasionally vivify competing forces when the stability is disrupted. Life, in its simplest form, has always existed in the universe. Life on your Earth began 4 billion years ago. Life began as a normal chemical reaction that repeated itself, producing byproducts, some of which stayed around and maintained and developed the cycle. This cycle began on mineral surfaces capable of serving as catalysts for assembling and bonding with carbon compounds that developed into biological building blocks. The cycle developed a cover of shielding chemicals. When this cover ultimately surrounded the cycle and broke free of the mineral surface, the first simple cell was born. Further development of more advanced life forms required ribonucleic acid, RNA. Life existed as RNA, as both phenotype and genotype. RNA was the essential actor in the beginning and later consigned most of its information storage duties to DNA. Deoxyribonucleic acid, a less adaptable but more stable chemical. RNA served as an enzyme, a catalyst of chemical activities, and stored the genetic information. Your chemists have yet to discover how an RNA molecule can replicate itself. They have shown that RNA molecules can copy short pieces of RNA. RNA was the predecessor and parent source of DNA. When your scientists replicate this process, a great breakthrough in understanding the origins of life will have occurred. Understand that the entire process to develop the more complicated life forms can never be duplicated because the time required to complete the operation would be prohibitive. No human form can ever have the time and total conditions necessary to see this development through to fruition.